We are joined now by Patrick Scallon. He lives near the site of the shooting. He actually ran to the site when he heard what had happened there. He was also a former student at Annunciation Catholic School. Patrick, talk to us about what happened when you got to the church. This is an incredibly shocking scene for you to come upon.
Yes, when I got there, the shots had stopped. They may have been still going on as I left, but it was eerily quiet when I got to the church. I noticed on the side of the church there was a magazine, an empty well, I don't know if it was empty. There was a magazine on the sidewalk, and I just looked at that, and then I went around to the front of the church, and I had a feeling that it was whatever happened was in the church, and then people were starting to pour out of the church, and right away almost there were 3 children that were obviously hurt, and I just kind of stayed with them until the EMTs came and tried to give them some comfort because they were obviously in a lot of distress, and 2 of them were very hurt.
Yeah, Patrick, could you share with us what you told them to try to calm them down?
Well, yeah, the one girl said, "Can you just please hold my hand?" And I did. And I think that helped her. And the shot had grazed her forehead, and I think she's very fortunate because I think a little bit closer and it would have been a different result. But she was so brave, and there was another girl that right next to her that was shot in the neck, and she was. I kept a pretty hard focus on her because in case she went into acute distress. She was having some problems breathing, but she was alert and talking. And I kept telling them, "Your mom and dad, I'm going to call your mom and dad. I'm going to let them know you're going to be okay." Just mainly reassurance. And then the boy that was there he just had his arm grazed as far as I know, and he was so brave, and I think he was doing everything he could to help the situation and comfort those girls too. It was a difficult situation, but I'm guardedly optimistic that those kids are going to be, okay.
And so they wanted you to get in touch with their mom and dad. What else were they asking you?
Just mainly that, and why did this happen? How could this happen? And the one that was shot in the neck, I was mainly asking, in my own layaway medical questions because I was worried, given that she said she was shot in the neck, and they weren't bleeding profusely, but they're obviously all were bleeding, and it was just comfort and reassurance again. I told them and assured them, "I'm not leaving you until the ambulance gets here, and they're going to take good care of you. You're going to be okay, and you're going to be with your parents real soon." And I think that's all I could do.
Yeah. Patrick, I wonder, as someone who went to the Annunciation School and who is still a member of the church, if you could describe for us what the community is like there, what it's like to go to school there, what it would be like on a typical day when this ceremony was taking place, where all the students go into the church and pray as part of the first week of the school year.
Well, that's a real good question. Interestingly, I was walking my dog this morning right by the church, and I saw a family of that live in our neighborhood. I know who they are, of 3 kids that go to the school. And I thought to myself at that moment, what a wonderful thing Annunciation is, that this continues. I mean, I'm an old guy now, but, I just really did my heart well to see that. And then this happened. But it's a wonderful place. My kids went to school there. My father went to school there. My grandparents are founding members. And it's a tremendous community. It's always been a solid school within the Archdiocese of Minneapolis-St. Paul, and it's truly a wonderful place. They did a tremendous job during the pandemic, and I live in the house I grew up in, so it's part of my heart and soul, and it saddens me to think that this will always be a legacy of that place. But I'm hoping that the very, very positive vibes and direction of that parish will overcome this. I'm sure it will. There's very good people there. There always has been.
And Peter, we obviously don't know the outcome, I would say specifically for that little girl that you were talking about who was shot in the neck. We know some of these children had to go to the operating room when they went there to the Hennepin Medical Center. I suspect you're going to want to be able to find out what happened.
Yeah, and I actually have some knowledge of the one girl that was shot in the head, but I think out of respect for the family and them, I think it looks optimistic, but I don't really want to comment more than that. I think that's medical information. I want to be careful on that.
Patrick, we certainly understand that. But we are certainly hoping the best for these families. And Patrick, we're thankful that you were there, as I'm sure these families were, to comfort those children. And thank you. I think it's very important that people understand what it was like there today.